I am a warrior, I am a fighter. I am jabbing through invisible trials.
I am dodging the self-denial.
I am knocking down barriers with a smile.
I am battling serotonin deficiency in my brain.
Breathing while working in pain.
Cursed with a defective blood in my veins.
Sparring with responsibilities to maintain. I am a warrior, I am a fighter. I am a warrior, I am a fighter. I am a chronic illness survivor. I am my fellow warrior's admirer.
Inspiration for my blood sisters to thrive.
Scuffling with my body to stay alive.
Struggling for the ability to strive.
Conqueror a recurring death race.
Prospering in any case.
I am a warrior, I am a fighter. I am a sickle cell disease survivor. What's up, Cellies? We are back with another video. In this video, we are going to ask our friends and family what they know about sickle cell. The purpose of us asking them what they know about sickle cell is to see how much we have impacted them by doing our videos, just by existing in their lives, and them having to have a front seat of what we go through as people with sickle cell. So after this introduction, you'll see different clips of our family and friends telling you the different things that they know, the things that they remember about sickle cell, whether it was from them, because some of the people that we know have sickle cell trait, and despite what doctors say, people with sickle cell trait do have symptoms, and I've witnessed my own mama with symptoms from sickle cell and his mama, so yeah, that's how we feel. So
I'm on my share body,
basically.
It's share body.
So like, it'll be people with sickle cell trait and people who don't have it, sickle cell at all, who will do a little, maybe a 30-second video letting us know like one fact that they remember about sickle cell, or maybe even one memory they have about something that we went through with sickle cell. And like I said, just to see how much we have impacted people's lives and if what we're doing is working, because the purpose of us creating this channel was to raise awareness, but not in like the typical way. We wanted to like do fun things, add little aspects of ourselves into our videos and our journey, because, you know, change the conversation a little bit, change the perception a little bit, which is why I created the series that I created, Chapter in the Cell, to give sickle cell a voice so she can respond to a lot of the hate that she gets for no reason. I guess I'm not her, so. But but yeah, like, so I wanted us to create an introduction to this video, so yeah, we can see how much our people actually pay attention to us and if they really care about us. And please don't let us down. Don't make us look crazy. And I hope that all y'all don't say the same thing. Or the typical...
This is going to be a funny video.
Or the typical thing, like, don't embarrass us.
This is going to be funny.
But we hope you enjoy this video. We hope that it gives... We know y'all always be laughing at us, but we hope that it gives y'all some laughs and also share in the pride, I guess, if they really know what they talking about.
They should.
But we gonna see how this gonna go. And we gonna keep the videos going. Like, I have a lot of stuff planned, a lot of stuff that consists of us doing things, like not just sitting here talking, but getting up, doing things. You know what? I came up with a good idea for us to promote our relaunch. We could like create like a game, like a game for sickle cell with our family. And like I said, we could go live on TikTok. We can try to get our TikTok to 1,000. We can do it, because I did in the last couple of weeks for my other 2 channels. So we're gonna do that, so we can do like a live event that educates people about sickle cell in a different way. Like, I like coming up with ideas, even though, you know, I be busy sometimes. I don't be getting to execute them, but I'm gonna do it because the next 2 months I'm gonna be off.
What did you sound like that?
The next 2 months I'm gonna be off, so I'm gonna do it for real.
That was funny.
So We hope that y'all enjoyed this video. Bye.
So when it comes to sickle cell, I didn't know how it affected their daily lives. Before meeting Booney and other women with the sickle cell disease, I really only knew based off of a book I read when I was younger that sickle cell was a thing. And I knew that people get crises when they have them, but I didn't know how severe it was. I didn't know how draining it could be to endure like throughout their daily lives. I also thought it was something that could be controlled by what you eat. But I've since learned that's not necessarily the case. It can kind of just sneak up on you, whether you eat healthy, whether you're really easy on your body, you take your medications regularly, it just kind of pops up whenever it wants to. Another thing I've learned and I'm quite shocked about is that there is very little research that goes into sickle cell, as well as how the doctors tend to treat sickle cell patients. They kind of lack compassion when it comes to them, it seems, because their ailments aren't visible to the eye. Slowly, changes are being made to understand sickle cell disease and being able to better treat it. I know they have a center in Charleston that I believe they opened last year that's supposed to, advance these things, but we still have a long way to go. Me personally, I have the sickle cell trait, which I believe I inherited from my mom's side of the family. She also has low iron, so I have to make sure I personally, because I inherited that, I have to watch my iron, make sure I eat very protein-rich foods. Also, I get cold very easily, so anything below like 77 degrees, it seems, I get very cold. So I always have a blanket or a hoodie or something like that nearby.
Hi, my name is Shaya and I have sickle cell disease. My experience with it has been quite challenging. It's been a roller coaster. Not having access to doctors of color that can fully explain the ins and outs of the disease or what I'll be going through or what can I expect. Also being seen often as a drug seeker or just not being able to be a regular, normal kid. I have to be mindful of the weather or how much physical activity I do. But knowing Booney, she's taught me a lot. She's taught me that having this disease is not the end of my life. She's taught me about perseverance and being able to push through and not letting this disease get the better of me. She really has shown me that I can do anything while having this disease. I shouldn't allow it to stop me from being who it is that I truly am.
Hello, I'm supposed to be explaining what I know about sickle cell. With the encounter of my son, my cousin Deanna, I've learned about them today. They're a little different from everybody else, because of the disease. It seems like it makes them a little stronger personally, mentally and stuff like that. People with sickle cell are a certain kind of people, not just because they have the sickle cell disease. For some reason, it seems to me that they're psychologically different a little bit, because stuff that we value, they might not value like that, and they're more sensitive to people. Out of the two people in my family that have sickle cell, that's how they are. And I just kind of wanted to relay that we love them a whole lot, and it seems like they love us more than we love them. But we all love each other, so that's a good thing. And I just wanted to say that I know what my son tells me, what the doctors tell me. But I mean, I'm not gonna say I know a whole lot, and I'm not gonna say I don't know that much. I just wanted to be an encouragement to anyone that has sickle cell or anyone that has a family with sickle cell to just take time to get to know them and see what they like, see what get closer to them and see what they just understand them mentally. And that's about it.
So when it comes to me knowing about sickle cell education-wise, I know it's the mutation of the hemoglobins to where your red blood cells are in the shape of a crest instead of a normal disc. When it comes to my buddy, I know that he is anemic, so he can't be in the cold as much, so he has to stay in a warm climate. And when he goes out, he really can't do too much is to the fact of, he can probably catch stuff more easily and get sick easily than normal. So, there's that too. But when it comes to him, man, I say that he's a trooper for going through what he's going through.
Hi, my name is Stacy Williams, and I'm the father of a daughter that has sickle cell. One thing I learned that she goes through a lot of pain. Sometimes I have her in the bed days to weeks at a time. I myself have sickle cell trait. I don't go through the pain or tiredness that she goes through. Hopefully one day they will come up with a cure for sickle cell. Until then, keep on fighting, my daughter. Love you.
A few things I've learned from being friends with someone with sickle cell is I didn't know how much it could affect your bone health, as well as the daily struggle that they have to go through. Like, every little thing could trigger a crisis, and I was extremely unaware of that. Like, I was aware of the pain, but I was not aware that it could be caused by literally anything at any given moment. I also have the sickle cell trait, and was not aware that some of the things that I was going through was because of that trait itself. I used to have pain and didn't understand where it was coming from exactly or what it was, but I knew, it's not going to last that long and it'd go away and I wouldn't think anything else of it. And I also wasn't aware of how much, I know I said the daily struggle, but it's just so much that goes into it.
So what I've learned about a cousin who has the sickle cell disease is that everyday life is not the same as a normal life. A normal life, we can enjoy our vacations, we can enjoy family time, but dealing with the sickle cell disease is like something that's always tugging, something they have to struggle with as an everyday thing, every minute thing. Like, even dealing with the medication that they have to take every day is not a help to them. We can go and we can take a ibuprofen for a headache and they'll go away within a couple of minutes, but with their sickle cell, it's like a struggle.
It's your boy Smoking Dame James. I am a fellow sickle cell warrior, and I've learned from my friend Shakitha that everybody's journey is different with sickle cell. It's a terrible disease all the way around for everyone who deals with it. And just from being friends with Shakitha, I realized that we have the same issues, but as also some people's cases are a little bit more severe than others at different times than others. We all have these terrible pains daily, and we all have this story that's the same, but we actually do have people whose cases are a little bit more severe than others. And that's something that I learned. I remember learning when we were very young that Shakitha had sickle cell. I knew that we had that in common. I would realize that, dang, she wasn't in school sometimes, and then at other times come around that I had to miss school, But even with that being said, I realized that I didn't miss it as much as Shakitha did. And, going to the hospitals and being admitted into the hospitals, I'll walk around because they encourage you to try to get up when you're not feeling bad. I realized that some people had it a little bit more severely. And I don't know how to say that with a straight face because I don't understand it, We all have this terrible disease. We all have these sickle cells in our bloodstream, and it's a horrible thing. But I did realize growing up with Shakitha and being a classmate of Shakitha that sometimes, her case would be a little bit more severe. And at times mine would be a little bit more severe than hers as well. So with that being said, I can say that I learned that, it's a case by case thing, not case by case as far as not case by case as far as the disease itself, but as far as how a person deals with the disease, And I think that me being a guy, I have these, voices in my head that a female probably wouldn't have, and I realized that, they tell little boys all the time, get up, stop crying, you gotta be tough, what I mean? And I think that waned on my mind a lot coming up, to the point where I probably do deal with this the disease a little differently than Shakita. And I do think that the gender has something to do with it, being able to endure a little more. So I wouldn't say that anybody's case is more severe, but I think how we handle it is maybe a little bit different, you know. And it's all with just talking to each other and getting the knowledge and the understanding about what we both deal with. And it's I'm thankful to Shakita because I realized that I have to do more advocacy for sickle cell. I have to speak up more about it. I have to tell people more about what the things that I deal with having this disease. You know, it's nothing to be ashamed about because it's something that you're born with. It's not something that you choose. It's something that chooses you. And God gives his strongest soldiers the toughest battles, you know. And the meek shall inherit the earth. So I believe that, you know, I have this disease for a reason. And with that being said, I do want to speak about it more. I do want to advocate more. I do want to help others because I do believe it's a mental thing as well. As I said before, sometimes you can endure a little bit more with encouragement and with somebody that you see alike you in the flesh doing it. So I know that I can do more for sickle cell patients. I know that I can do more for sickle cell awareness. And with the help of Shakita, I will be doing that. And this, what's today's date? September the 10th, 2022. And I vow from this day forward to be more of an advocate, a serious advocate, because I know that I can help change and save lives and prolong lives and strengthen people's minds, you know, and strengthens people's gumption and gall to fight against this terrible, terrible disease that we all living with. So Shakita, keep going, baby girl. I'm always here. If you need to discuss anything, same thing. I know I can reach out to you at any time, just for encouragement, you know. And I pray that we all can be better advocates for this thing. I pray that we can come together and form some type of collective, and we can go around the hospitals and help these kids so we can get into their minds at an early age and help build them up, you know, to be stronger patients, because we all are patients, you know. It's something that we can't run from, you know. And the biggest advice I would give to anybody dealing with sickle cell disease is to try to be proactive. It's easier said than done, but we have to try to be proactive. It takes 2 days with my medical team for prescription refills, so I'm not gonna wait till I get low or the week of. When I see that I'm getting low, I got maybe 20 tablets left, instead of waiting until I got 5 left to do a request for more prescriptions or whatever. It's just about being proactive. I know that I have to hydrate myself differently when I'm about to go take a trip. I have to stay, you know, I have to sleep more. You know, it's just so many things that we can put in these kids' mind and to help, because we've made it this far, and it's meant to be so, that we reach back and we touch people and we affect lives in a positive manner. So Shakita, once again, thank you for reaching out for me. I know this was supposed to be 30-second clip, but you could take what you want from it, and I'm glad to help anytime. Thank you for helping me giving me the push to do more. I appreciate you.
Hello, everyone. As we close out the Sickle Cell Awareness Month, I want to highlight someone who I hold very near and dear to my heart, who I've known for a little over 4 years, who's a sickle cell survivor, and also a very close friend who I absolutely have nothing but the utmost respect for. You know, like a lot of people, I was unaware that there was a Sickle Cell Awareness Month. Not only that, but I was also oblivious and ignorant to the fact that there were so many people that suffered from this disabling disease. And one of the things that I can speak about that I've noticed in our daily interactions with my very dear and close friend is that I take for granted daily activities that a lot of them may struggle with. And one of the things that I noticed that she suffers from is just getting up out of the bed due to having constant chronic pain. You know, sickle cell affects people differently. And I can honestly sit here and say that one of the things that I've learned over the past 4 years of knowing Booney is that this disease is very serious. It is not highlighted enough in our community. And one of the things that we need to do is start bringing more awareness to it and actually start showing people of our community more support with sickle cell awareness. And that's all I have to say. And keep fighting. And one day, no more pain.
What I've learned about sickle cell throughout the years with me having a trait and being a parent of a warrior is that sickle cell is in control. It's very unpredictable. Whenever you have a crisis, the only thing you can do is make sure that you stay hydrated, get plenty of rest, take your meds around the clock. Don't force your body to do anything it's not ready to do because you're having a crisis and it's something that you want to do. Let your body tell you when it's ready to move or do whatever it is you want it to do.
My name is Althea Epps, and I am a carrier that gave birth to a warrior. Sickle cell disease is a disease that is inherited from two parents. The mom having the sickle cell trait and the dad having the sickle cell trait. I would encourage anybody that's thinking about having children and they know that they have the sickle cell trait to get their spouse or significant other tested to see if they are a carrier of the trait as well. Thank you for letting me share.
Hello, everyone. I was asked a question, what have I learned through the years about sickle cell, being as though I have a child that suffers with sickle cell? Well, I have a few things. One of the things I learned about sickle cell is that their crises come without warning. A lot of times, sickle cell patients are misunderstood. Sickle cell patients, some people might look at a sickle cell patient and say, that person looks healthy. It don't look like appear nothing's wrong with them. But that's so far from the truth, because what's going on with the sickle cell patient is going on within that person's body. It's not the outward appearance. Sickle cell patient is going through pain all the time. And if not all the time, most of the time. Something else I learned about sickle cell is that sickle cell, it is brought on, a lot of times their crisis is brought on from stress and shock. I can remember one time I was leaving out the house on a summer day, and I had a can of soda in my hand. And I'm getting ready to walk out the door, and we have a computer desk. At that time we had a computer desk right at the front door. And so as I'm passing by, my daughter was sitting at the desk. So as I passed by, I just touched her on the back with the can of soda and just walking out the door, not thinking nothing of it. But that sent her into a shock and caused her to go into a crisis. So I learned from that point on not to ever do that again. You can't shock their body or startle them, just all of a sudden with anything, because that can trigger those cells. And the last thing I'm going to say about a sickle cell person, a person that suffers with sickle cell, in order to endure sickle cell, that person must be a warrior. Thank you, everyone.
Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. To learn more about us, visit our website at cellmatesapparel.com.